Yeah, warm welcome again, also from my side. I'm Karima. I'm the European coordinator of the United Religions Initiative, and we are so happy having you here with us today and having two amazing speakers with us as well. So we think that more people will join us, but we are thrilled to host these webinars as URI Europe together in cooperation with Baraza, which is the cooperation circle of United Religions Initiative, and with the URI Great Lakes region. And we are sure Great Lakes colleagues will also join us in a few minutes. So we wanted to start that with a little welcome from us. I just share a few words about URI for those of you who are not familiar with URI. So URI, United Religions Initiative, is a global grassroots interfaith network. It's a fast growing one. So right now there are over 1,000 member groups. We call them cooperation circles in over half of the world, which is over 100 countries. So the condition to form a cooperation circle is to have at least 7 people of 3 different religions or convictions. Could also be humanist, atheist, or indigenous traditions. So, but there is a diversity in that sense, and people need to do work for the common good and subscribe to the URI Charter, which is a very beautiful document. And last but not least, I'd like to mention that URI has consultative status at the United Nations, which is something that Monica Willard will be able to tell you all about. Maybe one word about URI Europe. So Europe in URI's definition is from Finland in the north to Portugal and to the Balkan, West Balkan region in the south, and from the UK and in the west to Tajikistan, the former states of the Soviet Union in the East Central Asia. So welcome once again, and thank you for all the work that you are doing. I know that all of you are doing in your own countries and your own organizations amazing work, which promotes peace, justice, and healing. So happy to be in such a beautiful round. And with that, I hand it to Riaz.
And I will do the diligent thing of welcoming you all, but also handing over to our Vice President, who is Katrine, who will kindly introduce the work of Baraza. Thank you.
I am sure Riaz would do much better than me, but okay. So hello, everyone. I was very happy to see some of you that I already know. So it's good to see you all again. And I thank you for being with us today for this webinar. So my name is Catherine. I am the one of the vice president of Baraza, which is an independent international and non-profit organization. So let me introduce quickly Baraza for those who were not last time with us. Baraza is a Swahili word meaning council or meeting place. It is simply a place where people get together, share news, ideas, like we are today together, and try to solve common problem. It is in this spirit that Baraza was formed in 2017 in Munich, Germany. Baraza is dedicated to the global promotion of peaceful thinking, tolerance in areas of cultures and religion, and understanding among nations. We believe in ideals of acceptance, understanding, and coexistence. Our work is expanding all the time. We have run several programs, including seminars, conference, courses, and events, and one of like today. We were responsible for the concept, planning, and delivery of the exhibition Tolerance, Understanding, Coexistence, which is the Sultanate of Oman's message of Islam. We have created a world religious coloring book for kids that maybe Riaz is showing actually to you, which is available in 16 languages and is available to download from our website as well. And if you wish some hard copy, they are available too. We are still some copies remaining. Our flagship life skills program is called Unity. You may heard about it. Unity is an exciting and inspiring scheme for young people. It builds self-confidence and provides an encounter-based learning environment to create citizens who are open-minded, skilled, and resilient to face some of society's challenge. And we can see that nowadays we need that. Children in Munich have already benefited from Unity, and we seek to extend this further. So in your country, if you have any, you can contact us, and if you have any school that could be interested to use our modules, then we are very keen to exchange with you and share experiences. So today we will be talking about building of culture of peace. You may know that at its 1995 General Conference, UNESCO introduces the concept of a culture of peace, which it's used to refer to values, attitudes, and behaviors that reflects and inspire social interaction and sharing based on the principle of freedom, justice, and democracy, all human rights, tolerance, and solidarity. So Baraza is also working with different international NGOs partner or in relation with UNESCO, engaged in interfaith dialogue to support UNESCO's mission. So I would like also to take this opportunity to thank all partners, organizations, especially URI Europe and the URI Great Lakes, with whom we have worked to make today possible. And if you wish so, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and visit our website, so www.baraza.ngo. So I am very happy to hear from all of you as well today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Catherine. So we'll have about 45 minutes together, and we have two amazing speakers. One is Professor Maria Lourdes Rubio in Tarragona in Catalonia. So she's on the screen of Veronica Anzil, and she will be one of our speakers. And then we have Monica Villard, who is the main URI representative to the United Nations. And so both of them will speak about 15 minutes, and then we have about 15 minutes for questions, answers, comments, and interactions. So before we go into that interesting bit, we also have a beautiful message from Ambassador Musi Hailu, who is URI's Continental Director for Africa. And he's also a big promoter of internationalization and the United Nations. So he's URI representative at the United Nations in Africa, in Addis Ababa, which is his country, Ethiopia. And he's also URI representative at the African Union. And he is a former ambassador of his country, Ethiopia. So, and as he couldn't join us today, he has sent a beautiful message, and we'll show you the first part of it, and we'll share the full video message in the screen. So enjoy.
Dear brothers and sisters, on behalf of United Religions Initiative, I present you greetings of peace and blessings. It is my great pleasure and honor to join you for the celebration of the World Interfaith Harmony Week. As you may know, the General Assembly of the United Nations adopted a resolution in 2010 and proclaimed every year the first week of February to be celebrated and commemorated as World Interfaith Harmony Week. In proclaiming this observance, the United Nations General Assembly encourages all of us to use the first week of February to spread the message of interfaith harmony and goodwill in the world's church, mosque, synagogue, temple, and other places of worship, based on love of God and love of one's neighbor, or on love of the good and love of one's neighbor, each according to their own religious tradition or convictions. Welcoming this resolution, today we are celebrating the World Interfaith Harmony Week, as it provides a platform, 1 week in a year, where people of goodwill can show that they have not given up on striving together for a world where the dignity of all is recognized and respected. A world without hatred, hunger, prejudice, and greed. A world where peace and justice might regain amongst us, regardless of our race or religion, color or culture. A world where noble sentiments do not remain as just sweet words, but give rise to a moral force and energy that ignites all that's good in the soul of humankind.
Yeah, a big thank you to Ambassador Musi. And it's good to know that he will also co-organize, and URI Africa will co-organize a big event at the African Union for World Interfaith Harmony Week, about exactly a week from now on the 28th of February. Yeah, so welcome once again. And now we are all curious to listen to our speakers. And so I tended to Professor Maria Lourdes Rubio, and she is the head of the UNESCO Chair of Intercultural Dialogue in the Mediterranean in Tarragona in Catalonia, Spain. So warm welcome, Professor Lourdes.
Good afternoon, and thank you all of you for being here, and thank you Baraza for having organized this event and for having invited us to it. So I'm going to share a presentation with you, and I'm going to explain, to tell about how UNESCO chair, how a partnership with UNESCO can contribute to build a culture of peace and respect. So I'm going to share the screen, and I'll continue to, okay, I'm going to continue to speaking. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Well.
If you press Windows and P,
Yes.
then you can select the view that you want. Windows and at the same time P.
I'm here to speak on behalf of the UNESCO Chair for Intercultural Dialogue in the Mediterranean. And like I've said, I'm going to tell you how a partnership with UNESCO can help build a culture of peace. But before starting, let me answer a few questions. The first one is, what's a UNESCO chair? And then, what do we do at the UNESCO chair for intercultural dialogue in the Mediterranean? A UNESCO chair is a teaching and research unit established in a university and is recognized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. The purpose of a UNESCO chair is to promote international and interdisciplinary research, education and training, and to encourage collaboration between universities in different countries. What do we do? What do we do at the UNESCO Chair for Intercultural Dialogue in the Mediterranean? We at the UNESCO Med, this is our short name, we promote dialogue between religions, cultures, and people. And we try to facilitate dialogue with these people, these cultures, the religion, by means organizing conferences, seminars, roundtables, and workshops. We also cooperate with research institutions in different projects of research and collaboration. UNESCO Med has been working on a number of important research and cooperation projects for years. One such project is SPIN that began in 2016. This is an Erasmus Plus project that focused on improving the inclusion of immigrant people through the sport. Another one is learning to live, that started in 2018 and aimed to improve higher education for refugees and other vulnerable immigrants. Now we are currently working on the Connect project, which is financed by the Horizon 2020 program, and it tried to understand the radicalization process in young people in the MENA and Balkan regions. And now, lastly, there is the Scenario project. This is an Erasmus Plus that I'm going to present you. This the subject, the very good, no, the subject of this presentation. By now, till now, I have introduced the UNESCO chair, but I'm going to present you this project that I think is a good example of how UNESCO chair can collaborate for building a culture of peace. Scenario project aimed to create digital storytelling about UNESCO World Heritage Site another condition was it should to be useful for education and promotion for the UNESCO site. Because we believe in the social value of the research, we also were looking to listen to the silenced voices, specifically those of the unaccompanied migrants, youth, and elderly people living in residential homes. Older people have a lot of experiences and knowledge to share, and unaccompanied migrants often are very resilient and resourceful people. I'm sorry. In this project, we put in touch young migrant people with all the people living in the residential home, and we asked the old people to create an oral story about the seat we had to promote, and we put in pairs young people with older people. The young people should listen to the story that the older people was telling him or her, and then the young people was in charge for to create an art piece based on this story. So then we were once the young people have created the story, the art, the piece of art. For the meeting in the near future, the young people will offer as a gift their production to the people, to the older people who was their partners. We believe that this can help to break down the barriers between different cultures and different generations, and could help to build a more inclusive society. Sorry, that's we are sure. Sorry, we are sure that these two groups, older people that is living in a residential home and young people that have migrated alone, have a lot to offer to the society. And that's why we designed this special methodology. In this project has resulted in a video production that is documenting all the process, and it has also been resulted in a different productions, different pieces of art that include photograph report, that include sculpture made of paper, and different paintings, and different musical compositions. Now we are going to share with you the video that has documented all this project, and I think it will be better for you, for understanding the project, to see the video, and then we will be open if you have any doubt, any question, to answer to you, because I think it will be for you more clarifier, because I think it has a little bit confused the exposition. So let's see the video, and then we will talk.
Professor Lourdes, we just see one and the same slide, so I hope we can see the video. If not, maybe you can send in the chat the link to the video, if it's online.
For a moment. Wait, okay, just a second. ¿Escuchaste? ¿Entendiste lo que dijo?
No, que dice que no puede ver el video.
Hace escape.
Escape, sorry. Okay.
Te comparto en el chat.
Sorry, wait for a moment.
Just a second.
Always...
I'm going to share to you, and I'm sorry you didn't see the presentation. She was showing you different different slides.
Yeah, but we could listen, so that was good.
Yeah. ¿Qué pasa acá que no me deja escapar? ¿Por qué no me deja salir?
No sé.
No.
Okay.
Okay. No, I have to. Sorry, I have to go to my email to send you the.
So maybe we. So thank you so much for the presentation. It sounds like really an exciting project to bring together young migrants and old people who are in old age houses. So that's wonderful, and we look forward to learning more about it and seeing the video. So I think while you are working on that, maybe we can take the opportunity to pass to our next speaker, and then after Monica Willard, watch the video, and you could send it to Leila or myself in the chat.
There.
And we'll find a solution. So here it is. Okay, there we go.
Got the link of the chat.
So let me try to open it. Or yeah.
So we should stop sharing, shouldn't we?
I think that will be good. So I'll share my screen. Or Leila, could you share the screen with the video?
Okay, but can you please stop sharing your screen?
Sí, okay. A ver, Vero.
Ponerlo de nuevo en esto, lo cerramos.
Okay, no problem. I will try to stop your screen sharing just a
I
second.
can stop the sharing.
Okay, no problem. I will
Yeah,
stop your sharing and I will share my screen then. Okay, here it is. We
Should
just had
explore
some
a few solutions.
yeah, smart
Grammarly
screen
ensures
before.
you're right.
And here it is.
Can you see it now?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
I hope that you will be able to hear as well. Okay, I will skip a little bit. Okay.
Se encuentra
We can hear.
grande, un espacio amplio, el ambiente de silencio está. Se encuentra aquí un espacio de silencio que les ayuda a encontrarse consigo mismos.
Había más monjes que ahora. Aquí había gente muy importante. Lo que pasa es que ya, muchos ya se han muerto de curas. Así, aquí había un montón. Todo esto siempre estaba lleno.
Y vinimos aquí a comer la mona. Hicimos una mona con un huevo de gallina cocido y se lo pusimos al medio y vinimos a comer todo.
Cuando me preguntaban, ¿dónde veraneas? Mis amigas, en la Espluga de Francolí. ¿Dónde es esto? Y yo decía, donde hay el monasterio de Poblet. Y referencia siempre era el monasterio de Poblet. Me encantaba el monasterio de Poblet.
Y lo veo diferente, lo veo un poco cambiado, sí. Y yo echaba de menos que aquí no hubiera movimiento. Han venido muchos autocares con excursiones aquí, ¿eh? Y que veo que está esto muy cambiado y que no dejen de venir la gente y que pongan propaganda, que el monasterio de Poblet está muy bonito, que merecía la pena. Hay 3 grifos y no se me olvida.
Espérese, ya se lo explicará.
Ah, bueno, no, yo sí quería acabo pronto, ¿eh? Me cunde mucho, ¿eh?
Hola, Isadora, ¿cómo estás?
Yo pues sentada.
Mi familia viene de aquí, de la Espluga. Y cuando ya los niños fueron mayores, que se casaron, y mi hija se casó con un chico de aquí.
Por causas de mi madre que no se encontraba bien, nos venimos al pueblo. Mi padre ya había estado en la Espluga. Y al cabo de los años nos venimos a vivir a la Espluga. Y ya de pequeñito que estaba en la Espluga.
¿Tú contarme la historia de iglesia?
Bueno, el monasterio es del principio del siglo XI. Fue un centro importante.
Estaba todo lleno de runas de la guerra. Franco hizo una celebración de la venida del rey aquí y lo volvieron a poner a sus tumbas que estaban vacías, unas tumbas reales.
¿Y cómo veníais? ¿En plan veníais en tren o caminando? ¿En tractores?
En tractores, o si no andando.
¿Habéis venido alguna vez andando?
Ahora, después haremos una actividad conectando ideas. La creatividad justamente es conectar ideas. Tenéis que ordenarlas, las 3 fotos, para contar una historia.
Aquí este niño es como nosotros que tienen que participar en el proyecto.
Perfecto.
Nos enseña con los autores.
Y cada uno tiene que escribir 3 palabras relacionadas con Poblet. Solo una palabra a nuestra pareja, a nuestro compañero o compañera, ¿vale? Paz, alegría.
I hope that you don't mind if I just stop sharing in this moment because, oh, sorry, why didn't stop?
It stopped.
Yeah, it stopped. Okay, great, because I can hear it. So I hope that you don't mind that I stop it because, yeah, for the sake of the time, I think you have the link in the chat, so you will be able to see the rest for yourself. I think it's beautiful video. But I think, Karima, that we would like to proceed with our other speaker and to respect time of all of us that dedicate here. But I think it's amazing project. It's very interesting video. We will include it and share with other participants so that you can watch it carefully in comfort of your place. So I hope that I didn't interrupt you in enjoying watching the video, but just to save some time. So Karima, floor is yours.
Thank you, Leila. And maybe also the presentation can be shared later with the materials of the webinar. So big thank you to Dr. Lourdes for this interesting project, and I'm looking forward to all the materials about it. And with that, I'd like to hand it to our dear Monica Willard, who is the main representative of URI at the United Nations, leading a team, and who has so many years of experience with working with the United Nations. So it's wonderful having you with us, and yeah, please.
It is my honor
present.
to be here with you today. I have to say that starting with that video and following on it, we know what it feels like to be in a culture of peace. The intergenerational part of it, the meeting of strangers and building cooperation, and just that sense of sacred place. So I want to thank you for including the video and the project to remind us that the culture of peace is truly a value. It is a way of life, and it is also something that is core to the United Religions Initiative. We were created to address religiously motivated violence and to end it, and to create cultures of peace, justice, and healing by meeting people on a daily basis, and to know that we have this opportunity to live our motto, to live into that purpose of creating a culture of peace for ourselves and for the world is a real gift. I've been at the United Nations for a long time, and I'm actually no longer the main representative of the URI at the UN. We have some new people who come in. I retired from staff last year. I still represent you at the UN, and I am honored to do that. But Karen Volker is taking it on with partnerships, and we have Larissa, whose last name I need to read, and I didn't do that. I feel embarrassed. She is in charge of women's and human rights. So we have some new people, and a different team is forming. And that's one of the reasons I'm very excited to be talking to you today about the culture of peace, because the culture of peace is connected so much to the Sustainable Development Goals. It's connected to living out the Charter of the UN. And this particular year, we have a special call to live into building a culture of peace by celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The actual anniversary is in December, but there are certain documents at the UN that we base our work on. And UNESCO has the culture of peace. I was actually sitting in the room when the resolution for the Decade for the Culture of Peace for the Children of the World was passed. And I remember that. And the ambassador at the time from Bangladesh was Ambassador Anwar Chowdhury, who took the resolution for the culture of peace and then the action program for the culture of peace, not only into his heart, but there is the global movement for the culture of peace from the UN community and as being called for as action. And two really important sustainable development goals that are captured in the culture of peace resolution are the one for education, and particularly for peace education, and of course, the sustainable development goal that is dealing with peace. And when we look at the horrors and the grief that are in front of us from war, from earthquakes, from famine, we are overwhelmed with a need for a shift. And that shift is only going to come into existence when we live it. And so to see each of you interested in advancing the culture of peace means not just taking a day and making it such, but there are days, and on the 12th of September is usually a date where there is a high-level forum to honor this resolutions and the program of action, but to really plan for the culture of peace in our daily work, and particularly in our work at URI, because one of the major emphasis is on equality and particularly addressing the needs of women and empowering women, and to bring the voices of all the people together as we're dealing with a problem situation, or as we're planning for an effective impact in our community. I got involved with the culture of peace because I have been promoting the International Day of Peace, which many of you have celebrated annually since you joined URI. And the International Day of Peace is September 21st. And URI was starting with meetings in San Francisco when Deborah Moldau, who was an NGO, brought the idea of the International Day of Peace to those Stanford meetings. And so URI was, some of the people were celebrating the International Day of Peace before our charter even began. And I'm finding myself looking sideways because I have some of your beautiful faces on the side of my screen. And I just am excited to see you and to be with you and to share the interconnectedness of the importance of a culture of peace in our work and in the way we live. And none of it, a culture is different all over. No one is trying to be something that they aren't, but this is a shared strand. This is something we can all build upon, because think what it felt like walking around that monastery in that picture. That's only one little vision of what peace can look like. Peace can look like sharing a small piece of bread at dinner and putting a small smile on people's faces, or stopping a baby crying. Peace has a lot of different things, and we need to claim it now more than ever, because we have two existential threats looming upon us. And we have to recognize that all we are doing, we still have to consider climate change, and especially at this time, nuclear weapons. And that is one of those areas that I work on daily. And I really would like to share a prayer, because to me, this is a way to bring the culture of peace into my life and into the life of others. It was written by the founder of URI. He was the Episcopal Bishop of the state of California when he founded URI. And Bill Swing has continued to run a small cooperation circle called Voices for a World Free of Nuclear Weapons. And one day he got inspired to start with a prayer. And this prayer has been a part of who we are and who I'm sharing with you today. Because as I was preparing for this particular talk, I clicked on the news, and Putin has pulled out of the one nuclear treaty, that the New START treaty that has been in effect. The idea of nuclear weapons are just beyond even my comprehension. And I'm going to just take you from vision one. We are looking with open hearts and big pocketbooks in some cases to help the people in Turkey and Syria. These buildings came crumbling down, but there were people who were there to help dig them out. There are people there who offer hope immediately. A nuclear bomb will destroy that epicenter, evaporate people. It will ruin any health system. It is beyond tragedy. And this myth that it saved the world after World War II, there was no response. So we have to be mindful of the militarism that is in our lives and add a personal sense and sense of hope to build this culture of peace, because it's the only thing that's going to make a difference. We cannot allow people to be hungry, to be uneducated, to be ignored, to be sidetracked, and spend trillions of dollars on weapons. So I'm going to offer this as a place of hope, and I'll make sure that you get the website. The nuclear prayer. The beginning and the end are in your hands, O Creator of the universe. And in our hands, you have placed the fate of this planet. We who are tested by having both creative and destructive power in our free will, turn to you in sober fear and in intoxicating hope. We ask for your guidance and to share in your imagination in our deliberations about the use of nuclear force. Help us to lift the fog of atomic darkness that hovers so pervasively over our earth, your earth, so that soon all eyes may see life magnified by your pure light. Bless all of us who wait today for your presence and who dedicate ourselves to achieve your intended peace and rightful equilibrium on earth. In the name of all that is holy and all that is hoped. Amen. Bill wrote this 10, 15 years ago, and we use it all the time. And I bring it to you because we are holding the fate of the planet in our hands right now. We are a generation who can actually conceive of life on Earth being annihilated. And we're seeing it in bits and pieces with war, with natural disasters. So how do we add a hope? How do we even address this? We live a culture of peace. We have to bring it in. Let our light shine. Let us reach out, because I truly believe that every little bit makes a difference. It makes a big difference, whether it is at your dinner table, whether it is in your neighborhood, whether it is in your community, your church, your nation. When you add love and care and respect, and when you incorporate the values and the principles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, some of the things that the Program of Action for the Culture of Peace, when we start living into it and pushing our governments to really add peace education, to make sure that elementary schools teach children how to solve problems in a peaceful way. And I think, particularly in the United States, the issue of guns, the issue of the money that is being made off of war, the money that is being made off of promoting hate and ill will. We need to counter that by just being ourselves in a way that adds our love, adds our care, and adds our prayers and actions. So I do encourage you to keep just expanding the work of URI. Peace, justice, and healing. And those healing times are so important because we are carrying a lot of grief from COVID, from natural disasters, from economic collapses, from challenges on every level. We really, really need to take care of ourselves and to love our neighbors. And one of the things about the program of action for the culture of peace, it addresses dealing with migrants, dealing with refugees. Let us not just think about them, but find little actions that can make a difference, and to teach our children to reach out and add their good wishes and their love and their care, and how they spend time watching violence and things on screens. All of this has an erosion factor that we need to offer peace in a way that is exciting, that is uniting. And I am so proud of the work of URI in doing that with youth and with people in so many ways, because when you bring like-minded people together from different faiths, it just makes a difference. You're learning to meet new people, and yet you find that that same common community thread can be put into your work and expanded. And let us really work together to admire the light shining in each of us. And I thank all of you today for being here and for listening on Facebook, because your light matters, your actions matter, your thoughts matter, and your prayers really matter. And I'm going to put in a little pitch. One of the things about URI is that you don't proselytize. And I have said that I have ignored that many times for promoting the International Day of Peace. And also, I want to invite all of you to plan now for Sunday, August 6th, to be a part of Nuclear Prayer Day. There'll be more coming out, and take it into your heart. It might seem like a huge, huge problem. All problems are huge, and they can really be solved with our love and creativity. And I love the use of art, the use of prayers, the use of education. There's no lack of creativity in each of you. So enjoy it, reach out, and I just thank you for being a part of this important discussion, because we live in a culture, at least in the United States, that promotes violence a lot. And so we have to promote the culture of peace. How we live, how we treat one another. And I just am grateful to have met all of you today. So thank you. May peace prevail on earth. And that's, I'm going to point one other thing out. I always keep a little peace pole by me, and I have one in the background. And it's really an important, find something for you that works to, when you need a little extra, when you want to add a little peace. One of the prayers that I use and share is, may peace prevail on earth. And I sign every email that way, because it seems to add, for me at least, a reminder that it's my job to add a little bit of peace in everything we do. So whether it's a smile, a word, a breath, I invite you to find something for yourself that you can always just, when you need something to remind you of peace, that it comes to your heart, because then you're living. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica, for that heartful and insightful talk. May peace prevail on earth. We all need peace, and we can be peace. And yeah, one of my mentors always says, as long as you are talking, you are not shooting. So there's always also need to be talks and the striving for peace. So thank you so much for that talk. And so I'd like to open it up for any questions, comments, so that we can exchange a little bit. Feel free to chime in with any comments or ideas. And Monica raises her hand.
I'm realizing that I forgot to mention World Interfaith Harmony Week. And since this is a part of it, I want to tell you that URI was very much involved with establishing the resolution at the UN. And it has been a joy to celebrate it in the African Union with Musi in 2018, and to celebrate it in other places. And so I know that this is a part of World Interfaith Harmony Week, and there probably isn't a better way of doing it than by bringing the culture of peace in with World Interfaith Harmony Week. So I thank all of you for that.
And maybe I can mention, as URI Europe, we're just launching a prize for our cooperation circles from Europe with partners from anywhere to organize events for UN Peace Day, which is the 21st of September, and you've mentioned it. So we want to give also that encouragement to our cooperation circles to do activities for World Peace Day, UN World Peace Day, and also the Global Week to Act for SDGs, which is also in September around UN Peace Day. So stay tuned to see what comes out of that initiative. So any other comments? I saw that.
Yes, I'm very interested in the question, how to cooperate with UNESCO. And I wrote a letter to Mrs. Lourdes, Mrs. Lourdes Rubio.
Yes, yeah? Yes.
So the speaker today is in the same university or in the same office? Or not?
Yes, we are at the offices at the university, yes.
Okay. So my question is, I have been working for about 16 years on Bible and Quran stories side by side. And we had that on internet in 4 different languages: Dutch, English, Bahasa Indonesia, and Arabic.
Yeah.
Also in books, but then this internet site collapsed for political reasons. So the only thing I could do was to take all the contents of these sites and put it onto a personal website just for the time being. But I would love to work together with UNESCO to get a more stable home for these materials. Because at the moment, it just depends on me, you know, if I die, it's gone, you know. But which steps should I take to introduce this? I mean, which UNESCO? Should I go to my own country? Should I go to another country? What steps do I take to make this proposal?
Sorry, I will quickly translate to her because she's not sure if she understood the question. Just a second, please.
How can I connect to UNESCO?
I did understand your question, but she didn't. She's Lourdes.
I'm not sure I've understood your question, so Vero will help me to understand. We'll translate maybe your
just
question.
Give me a few seconds.
A few seconds.
Que hizo un estudio de la Biblia en paralelo, la tiene colgado en su sitio personal porque en la web. Entonces quiere saber cuáles son los pasos para colaborar con la UNESCO.
Okay.
Ella cree que vos sos UNESCO.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry, I cannot answer your question because I don't know what have we do to collaborate with UNESCO, because it's the university who has made an agreement with UNESCO. When I have started in the UNESCO chair, the UNESCO chair existed before me, and I hope it will exist after me. I don't know. I think it's the the UNESCO chair, the UNESCO Med, was created in 2006 and was the university who dealt with UNESCO directly, even the Catalan government. But I'm sorry, because I'm not able to help you because I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Paperwork. Yes. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Lourdes, and Monica is putting her hand up. So.
Yeah, there are ways to work with UNESCO and to advance projects, and I'd like to talk to you about it a little bit from the perspective of someone who works with the UNESCO office in New York. But the office in New York actually represents UNESCO at the UN. And they have had a flagship project on interfaith cooperation for peace in the 2005. And there's probably someone in Paris, but URI can help you with that. UNESCO is headquartered in Paris.
In Paris.
Yeah, but there is a peace education part of it. And I think people from URI might be interested in helping you with this, who've been, anyway, also is very involved with UNESCO. Other people have been doing it, but let's talk offline a little bit because that's a really important issue. And I'd be glad to share it with the UNESCO office in New York and see if they would have any suggestions.
So how can I reach you by email or?
Yeah, that would be good.
We can connect you after the webinar. We can
Yes,
connect
good,
the
good.
two of you. Yes, that
Thank
will
you.
be fine. Thank you very much, Monica, and thank you for the
Thank you.
question. Do we have other people who'd like to comment? Bring up. I saw Andre was sharing something in the chat. So Andre, welcome.
Yes, thank you. Namaste. And thank you for having this wonderful webinar. And Monica, hello. We met a couple years ago. And communicated. And the world situation is very bad. I think the war in Ukraine is the worst thing that could have ever happened because it's hardened people's hearts. And the world is leaning towards more militarism and division. And we should be going the other way towards compassion and unity. So I've been very fortunate to connect with the Charter for Compassion. And I'm working with Women Wage Peace in Jerusalem, and also the International Peace Bureau, among others. And as I mentioned in my chat, that Federico Mayor has been a strong supporter for me and actually connected me with the Secretary General's office. So now I think we have an amazing opportunity to unite. And I've tried to simplify it by saying that all we need is everyone to promote it right now. Promote that that we're uniting and that it's about nonviolence. Then the details will come into place because obviously we need specifics. And a lot of the work that I've done is to work on that, and I'd love to discuss it with everyone. But the main reason that I'm here today is because of the opportunity. And right now, if leaders came together from all the different groups, URI, FOR International, and USA, and all the different groups, and the UNESCO, everyone together to promote nonviolence. And so I have a strategy. I put my email in the chat. I'd love to discuss it with you. And right now I'm in need of 1 or 2 leaders to really take this as their own, because the part of the main thrust is on the best representatives of nonviolence possible. And all my research shows that it's women. There's no blame to men, but the men are the ones fighting, and it's the militaristic way and patriarchal dominance that's showing its face right now in the world, and we have to reverse that. But again, it's no blame to any one man, and it's not about just women. It's about everyone uniting together for nonviolence. There's the strength. So please contact me And Monica, I'll send you an email again. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Andre. I see we have another hand up, but also our time has finished. We're already a little bit over time, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna finish the webinar now, and so I hope you'll be able to speak on another one, James. Or do you have something that you can say in just 1 or 2 sentences and no longer than that? So it looks like James is trying to unmute. Okay.
It's not unmuted.
Yeah. Now you're unmuted. So welcome to speak briefly, please. Unfortunately, we cannot hear you, so there seems to be a problem with the sound.
Yeah, sorry, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is James, as you see. Thank you, Monica. It's such a privilege to hear you speak in this space on the topics, such important 10, intercultural dialogue education. I have a local NGO in Ivory Coast. I base in Ivory Coast, and for the past 10 years, I have worked on this particular thematic, and also have a tiny collaboration with the UNESCO here in Cote d'Ivoire to promote respect in school campuses. Our mission, as a matter of fact, in our project is to equip youth with the communication and the leadership skill necessary to address the root causes of hatred, discrimination, and conflict violence. And we find it so much challenging most of the times when you want to involve UNESCO in a project to promote that countercultural education, because we understand that it's so important to catch the young ones early. Just like what Frederick Douglass said, it is easy to build strong children than to repair broken adults. So getting a favorable collaboration, a privilege with UNESCO local office here most of the times is very challenging. So I'm wondering how the URI, being a corporation sector of the URI based in Ivory Coast, how we can have some kind of support, moral support of recommendation, whereby the UNESCO local office here of Paris will see the work we've been doing for the past 10 years as deemed for collaboration, so that we'll be able to invite local schools to really promote this initiative of intercultural dialogue education. So this is the area I'm just trying to bring in my humble demand to see if from New York, there could be a recommendation that will help our local NGO be recognized in collaboration with UNESCO representative in Cote d'Ivoire for future project that has to do with the thematic. Thank you.
Thank you, James. So, Monica, I suppose that would also be something for offline conversation?
Yes, absolutely. And we have some new people coming into the role at the UN, and I don't know how they want to proceed exactly. But James, I think your request, and it's reminding me of how we need to bring the UN collaborations that we have in memos of understanding and as NGOs and other ways to connect it a little bit more to the work on the ground. We bring stories to the UN. So I would like to hear about what your what you are lining up, and I look forward to being in communication with you, and I can share it with Karen and Larissa, who are coming into this role. And Musi, if you haven't talked to Musi's your best asset, because he could help in Africa.
Thank you, Monica. So it remains for me to thank each and every one of you for the work that you're doing, our wonderful speakers, Monica Willard and Professor Lourdes. So thank you so much for sharing your time and insight with us and your heart with us. It's true, we need both heart and mind and whole persons in this critical time of our planet. So I'd like to share a little poll, a little bit asking you a little bit of feedback. It's very brief, it's just ticking boxes, but it's important for us to know about your opinion and also what is important for you. So I'm going to share this right now and would ask you to please take this moment, half a minute, to also respond to the 2 questions that I'm sharing right now. And Leila will tell us when to stop the poll.
So you should be able to see it at your screen, and just please tick the option that relates with you the best. So there are 2 questions. Did you benefit from the webinar? And then you have different options to choose. Yeah, I see some answers are coming in. And the second one is how will you use it in your work? So we'll appreciate if you can just spend minutes responding. We already have 4 people respond, and then a few more of you that we are missing your responses, and then we will stop. And yeah, thank you all for participation, especially to our great speakers.
And you can tick 1 or more boxes. So you can select several answers.
Exactly.
Thank you so much,
Yeah. Yeah, we have 8, and I think we are missing few more responses. Yeah, 9. I think 1 or more person should respond, and then we will stop it. If you also would like, you can share in the chat if it seems more comfortable for you.
Sorry, could we have the poll again, because by mistake I closed the poll. So could you send us again?
It should appear on your screen at the Zoom. In case that you missed the poll, we can follow up via email to learn more about your experience as a speaker, and you can share your feedback. This was more also for the participants to learn how they enjoy being part of the webinar. So we will follow up with the email anyway. Yeah, I think we can stop it there. Almost everyone who responds so far. Yeah, Farah is telling that it is only possible to mark 1. I see that some people mark few of them, so I'm not sure if it is at your side, but if there are some extra information, it can be shared in the chat. I think that we can stop the poll because, yeah, a lot of people already responded. And yeah, thank again also from my side for participation. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, so then have a wonderful day, and of course we'll make available the recording and the different materials, and look forward to following up with the different individual commentators. Have a beautiful morning, evening, day, and may peace prevail on earth.